man. So the Joe Budden podcast, they're discussing the viral Wallow clip that's going crazy as he spoke to a group of entrepreneurs giving a motivational speech and encouraging them not to rely on just being a black business for support from black consumers. Focus on the quality of your product and don't use it as a crutch or a hustle. Now, people are upset with the way that he delivered the message and also think that it's anti-black in some type of way. I went over it lightly in the Black Twitter episode, but I'm going to give some more thoughtful takes on the situation as well as hearing what they have to say on the JBP. So let's tap in. This is mainly Mark Lamont Hill and Ish speaking on the situation. Some people chime in, but let's hear what they have to say.
I'm a Wallow fan. I consider him a friend. We do business together sometimes, in terms of him supporting the store, things like that. But that shit was the most off-base thing I've ever heard Wallow say.
Where was he when he made this statement?
He was speaking, from the clip, it looked like he was speaking to a group of either entrepreneurs or business owners or something like that. And he was kind of giving them a motivational speech about business and things like that. Because his whole thing was, I'm not here just to make you feel good. I'm going to give you the real too. And I have the clip here.
Nobody want to hit us. Oh, I'm black. Oh, black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material on your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Well, fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them deals where the fuck I want to spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, some of listen to you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the #1 nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me? I come from the ghetto.
Tell me why you found it offensive, and that's just the first word that came to mind. It might not be offensive, but just tell me what was wrong with what he said.
I think a lot of times the most dangerous things that are said are lightly dipped in truth. So
bars. So
it's not that anything specific he said is wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying I want to be colorblind here.
just let them get it. that shit was poetic.
Slurpee, girl, Slurpees.
Hey,
from the distance.
And I know I ain't like it because when she first asked Mark, it made it sound like she might have had a different opinion.
Yeah.
He say bars. Yeah. Well, then shut your ass up there.
No, I do though. But keep going.
Mm-hmm. So if you take each of the things he says individually, like, okay, race, we shouldn't just look at race. Sure, if you run a business, you shouldn't be riding on the back of just being black and expect people to support you if it's a bad business because you're black. Your cook should be lined up. Your business should be tight. The restaurant should be clean. All that's true, right? Most of y'all not gonna make it. I actually think that's an important thing to tell any business owner, any entrepreneur. All that is good, but what the takeaway comes from that is we don't need to have a special responsibility or a special duty to support black businesses because they're black. And I think as black people,
I don't think that's the conversation that was being had, though. Just because you heard that and that made you think about other instances, that shouldn't be what's correlated from that conversation, But go ahead.
We absolutely have a duty to support black businesses because they're black,
whether they're good or not.
See,
I totally disagree.
That's where the straw man comes in.
I'm letting them land.
That's where the straw man comes. Again, I'm not saying keep going to a restaurant that has rats in it, but what I'm saying is he's framing it almost like he said it's a finesse. This, riding off this black shit. Or I'm not going to support you just because you're black. I'm saying, we should support businesses just because they black. We should pay special extra attention because they black. Because a lot of times what black people do, which frustrates me as a black business owner, and everybody here is a black business owner, so y'all understand this, is that niggas will throw us away so fast. If somebody has to wait for 10 minutes at the soul food restaurant, man, these niggas, I had to wait 25 minutes for my soul food. I ain't never coming back again.
But they'll wait like an hour at Houston's.
Nigga, they will have a buzzer at the Olive Garden waiting for an hour to get that food, right? They give us no grace, no mercy, no breaks, and I'm saying we need it. No community has the money leave their community faster than black dollars.
That's right.
That's true and untrue because I just haven't experienced that. So I would just say that you can't throw that assumption or that statement out as a blanket because in Miami, we support black businesses like a motherfucker. If anyone knows about Trick Daddy's restaurant that recently it became popular, it's been popular for the longest, ever since it came out. But that restaurant used to have lines around the corner, like literally around the corner. It's still successful. People still came. They stood in the lines because they knew the food was fire. Finger licking, same thing. I'm speaking about restaurants. People stand in the lines because they know the food is fire. You know, there's also been some black businesses in Miami that's been on dirty diners. They had to shut down for a little while, pop back up, back operating very well, you know. So I don't agree with that statement. You may have people that may complain, but those businesses still are successful. Sometimes some of these places have bad service because they know people are going to come and shop with them regardless. But to his other point though,
no community has the money leave their community faster than Black dollars.
That's fine.
it is true about the money leaving the black community fast. That is very, very true. But is that due to the lack of success with our businesses? Or is that due to, you know, the lack of access to black businesses in certain areas? There's a lot of business out there that are necessities that our people don't focus on. So sometimes we have no choice but to go and spend our dollar in other places because the black businesses that we can use they come few and far between. How many black owned grocery stores is in your community? How many black owned gas stations are in your community? Those two necessities right there. Simple as necessities.
Saying we need it. No community has the money leave their community faster than Black dollars.
That's fact.
We give that shit away quick, and we love to give it to the dry cleaner, the restaurant.
Touch one hand and it goes straight to the
and that's what I'm saying.
Community.
So I'm saying we have a responsibility not to play into that. And I don't. And Wallow does support black business. Like I said, he makes extra trips to my bookstore just to buy books when he could buy them from Amazon for a lot cheaper, frankly. But when you send that message out, it's dangerous because people hear the wrong thing.
But you're proving his point with him supporting your business.
And what you said.
But they don't know that.
He
I'm saying
didn't
the
say
people who
nothing.
hear that clip ain't gonna know he does that. That's my issue. It's the
But that's the
message that's it's like we just said with John 50. It's the messaging and the people that hear that and what do they do? People who are inclined to not support a business because it's black.
That's my thing though. Like if the people that heard that don't get that message, then they have a personal problem in its own. Like they have their own issues. If they're white, then they're big and they're going to be and think that way anyway. If they're black, then they're closed-minded, and I'm sure that stops them from getting many more messages. So it just is what it is, my boy.
But if he's telling the business owners or the entrepreneurs, hey, don't run your business, don't look for your business don't look for my business or anyone's business just because you're black. Have something else to offer. Because there's people that's they come up to me, yo, man, support black-owned business. But this is a bad product.
Yep.
This is poorly, just cheap, is this, is that. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind supporting it if it was a good product.
Yeah.
How about put that's where the finesse part come in. Like I could do subpar shit and you just out of obligation should
'Cause
support
I'm
me
black,
because
yeah.
I'm black.
I
That's
feel-
a finesse. And he's right.
I think
I think I don't know if that's ice or ish. It sounds like ice, I think.
he is right on that point. The problem is two things. One, the people who hear that don't get that message, and two, part of being a black business is working with other black businesses. So it's not. I get what you're saying. This is like an inside conversation with the restaurant owners. Like, look, don't just think you can ride off being black, right? Don't that riding off black shit is a hustle. The problem is again. Instead of having that conversation in isolation, I'm saying in addition to that conversation, we need to have a conversation encouraging black people to buy black shit because otherwise that black business owner, do they get the black sandwich distributor? Do they get the black janitorial company to help work in their business? Mm-hmm. That's the part I'm worried about. And if people don't get that extra push to say, yo, support them because they're black. And I think sometimes at this moment we're afraid to say that. I'm saying support people because they're black. And he's saying, I'm going to be colorblind, right? I'm going to support people purely based on whether it's a quality
people are
business.
answering you and saying no.
Yeah, and I'm saying I disagree.
That's what they're saying.
I disagree.
Yeah, and I disagree with that take.
I see.
Wallow did say, I don't give a fuck what race you is at some point. Something like, I'm paraphrasing, I may be wrong with that. So I understand that point. But I do still think that some of the correlations that they're making is not fair. I don't think it's fair, especially as far as saying like how you think the conversation or the speech should have went as far as making sure that black people understands the importance of shopping with black businesses. The context of the conversation matters. He's speaking directly to business owners and motivating them to be the best possible. What the fuck is wrong with that? Wallo didn't put the message out there himself. He was being recorded and it leaked out there. Maybe if he was speaking to an audience of black consumers, the message would be different. I can't speak for him, but I can imagine the message being something like, be intentional with your money. And if you see a black business that's doing the right thing, award them with your loyalty so they can afford the resources to grow. Now, if you're speaking to the black businesses, once again, be that business that's doing the right thing so people will be incentivized to continue to reward you, all right?
I hear Mark's take. I think Mark's take and Wallow's take are different.
That's ish right there.
I think so too.
So I don't think Mark is
Mainly
opposed to what Wallo was saying. I see both sides.
He's saying you shouldn't say it publicly.
He don't
Is what
want to
I'm getting
highlight it.
from
That's
Wallo.
what he said.
But he wasn't saying it publicly. He's talking to a group of black business owners and telling them to be the best. The fuck?
See, I feel like with
Now
Mark's
we're adding
take,
the other part.
he's talking to. I can see if he put this like as a clip out just to the world. Somebody recording it and putting it out is different. He's
Facts.
talking to a group of entrepreneurs.
Right.
So my message is for the business owners.
Facts.
Hey, y'all, don't go out there marketing, looking for your support just because you black. Now, if somebody recorded and put it out and get out, cool.
Yes.
But I think he's doing this the right way. I'm talking to the business owners, telling them, focus on making a good product, not focus on getting support just because you black.
I agree with
So it sounds like you agree with him.
I agree with that message. I'm saying that message is dangerous when it gets put out in that way, because in a world that already looks to not support black shit, I'm saying I think you need to add a little more to that so that people get the full picture.
What could he?
But he's not talking to the other people to handle that part. He's not talking to them. The message is not for the consumers. So why would he be talking to consumers if he's not talking? It makes no sense to me. It's not his fault that elite. It's not his fault that elite. If I'm a parent and my child is failing a class, and I may understand why they may be failing the class, and maybe some external reasons, whatever, but I understand they failing the class. I encourage them to do better. I motivate them in whatever way. Hey, you need to do better, blah, blah, blah. You need to get your shit together. So I'm going to light a fire under my child to do better, to pass this class and get good grades in this class, get the best grades possible. I then will go separately and advocate for my child with the teacher, say, hey, I understand he's failing. He may be struggling with this, that, and third, but give him a chance. Can you give him some extra credit? Or is there opportunities for tutoring so we can make sure that he gets a chance to go ahead and, and pass this class? The teacher probably has no idea that I just cussed this child the fuck out for tripping and not being on top of their shit. Probably went the fuck in on their ass. They don't need to know that. The conversation ain't for the teacher to know that. But I had that conversation and my child know the next time if they get an assignment, they gonna be on point, because they know the expectations for them is superior. But as far as conversation I have with the teacher, I'm advocating for my child to be able to get a fair chance, even to catch up because they messed up before. Give him a fair chance. He gonna get it right. Blah, 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 woody, woody, woody. That's what I'm saying right here.
What could he have said added on to it that would have flushed out the entire message?
Now, if the product is good, I'm gonna support you because you're black.
No, I
I
think you
kind
should.
of feel like he said that.
No,
though.
I think-
No, he's saying I'm supporting you because the product is good. I'm saying it's okay to say I'm supporting you not just because the product is good, but because you're black. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give him that. I'll give Mark Lamont Hill that.
I'm gonna support you initially because you're black. Period.
Boom.
I'm gonna support you initially because you're black. If your service is good and if your product is good, I'm gonna continue to support you because you're black. If you are lacking in, my man just opened up a restaurant across the street. Life After, that's my man, right? So anybody that I know, I tell them, yo, my man opened a restaurant,
tell
go to
everybody
Life
that.
After, go to Life After,
Word.
right? I'm telling the people to do that. Now, I also, when my friends go there, I'll get, yo, how was
Feedback.
it? And people have given me mostly positive feedback. And then the little bit of negative feedback that they give me, I tell my man directly, yo, this is what my people said. Yo, this is what my people said when they came there. But initially, I'm gonna support your product because you are black. The niggas who clothes I wear on this show, I've never taken a dime from nobody who shit I wore on the show. I'm supporting this because you are a small black business, and that's what I want to do. Now, if your product is trash, I'm not gonna keep supporting you based off the simple fact that you're black. And that's what I think Wallo was trying to convey. Like, yo, dog, your consistency, your cooks, your product, your service, all of those things need to be up to par, because if they're not, then I'm going over here to the whites.
I feel like Mark is just saying there was a more not so anti-black way to sound.
That he could have presented
Yes,
it. That's
that's
what I
what I-
said. Like, yo,
Is it
I'm
possible
gonna
that was cut out somewhere since this is a cell phone?
I think it's possible. Yeah,
possible.
There
Because
may
that was
be
just a
more
clip,
from
yeah.
the seminar, and this is the part that
That's
took
fair.
off.
Fam,
that's fair.
I've owned the business over 20-something years. So I'm not going to tell somebody not to go support. And you should shoot to my plumbers, my electricians, whoever the fuck I hire. I'm trying to hire black first. I'm going to try and hire black first. Now, if I don't have success with that, I still got a business to run. So therefore, I don't give a fuck if a nigga's purple. If you could get on the roof and the bitch stop leaking, I'm going to give my money to the purple man. But I'm going to shoot for the black roofer first.
And that's all I'm saying. And I think it's important. That's the other piece of it, right?
Dog,
As
we
business
do
owners,
this.
yeah.
The hoodies. My nigga never touched one of my hoodies. They be like, yo, dog, he not Nike. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? So Nike is worthy of your money, but because I'm black and I'm starting out, I'm not worthy of your money. When you take my hoodie sleeves and you stick them next to Nike hoodie sleeves, this shit is clearly superior to Nike. Our mindset is fucked up. And so that's what I think Marcus is speaking to.
Right.
I think both of the people have poignant points.
In the neutral world, I wouldn't care.
Where did you get the Nike?
It don't matter.
To the outlet.
Yeah, that sounds good. Outlet.
That's not true. Nigga, Foot Locker, Nike can't fuck with my hoodie.
Ooh, tell them niggas this.
I agree. And Amani sing better than Sade. I don't care what y'all say.
He stood down on that shit on Twitter. He was like, I don't want that shit.
Hell nah, dog. All right, fair discussion. I understood the points that Mark Lamont here was making because I do know, yeah, it is people that's going to want to hang on any reason to say, see, this the reason why I don't support black business, blah, blah, blah. But my thing is, them folks is going to be that type of way no matter what. They was going to be that way no matter what. Our job is to put the information out there, though, saying like this is the reason why you should support black businesses if you want certain issues to change, certain problems to change within the community, and it does come from capitalism. Yeah, capitalism does solve a lot of issues if it works in our favor. People not gonna like that, but that's the damn truth. People are a resource, money is a resource. You have more money, you have more resources. Simple as that. But to wrap everything up as far as my thoughts on the situation, my thing is, if a black person comes to me trying to promote their product, obviously it's a black business. The moment that person says support me because I'm a black business, it can come off like a guilt trip last resort pitch. I can see that you're a black business, obviously. And I prefer to only patronize black businesses, but your selling point should be about the quality of your product or the convenience and or service that you provide. I'm going to shop with black businesses regardless. But like say for instance, you're a realtor. What's going to separate you from the next black realtor? If you're a contractor, what's going to separate you from the next black contractor? If you're not focusing on quality, you will fail. And yes, many businesses do fail despite the quality of their product. But if your shit is trash, you'll just fail faster, But to wrap this thing up, black business owners, you got me at hello. All right, but whether the shit leads to a goodbye or a see you later, that depends on the quality of your product. So let me know what you got to say in the comment section below. I'm going to get up out of here, though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.